Welcome to Miss.sheeena's world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Hey friend, I got a story time for y'all. Y'all, and I swear if somebody would have came and told me this story instead of it happened to them, I probably wouldn't even believed it. I'd be like, girl, you lying, go. But it happened to me. I had the date from hell. I don't even know if, should I call it a date since we was
Yeah.
Oh, I had the date from hell. Let me tell y'all what happened. Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. So, we live in Indiana, and I met this guy from Louisiana who's currently living here now, okay? Y'all, a fine specimen. Do you hear me? Dreads long, he got a beautiful smile, he got dimples, personality top tier, okay? Then his sense of humor. Like, when I say he will have you cracking up from the time you step foot in his presence to the time you leave. Like, I'm not playing. Funny as hell. And me, that's the way to my heart. Like, I love a funny, goofy person because I'm funny and goofy, okay? And then the accent, too. Like, I'm an accent girly. I love a man with an accent. Whew, drives me crazy. Okay, so fast forward. We're seeing each other. We're talking to each other daily. We done started doing the grown people stuff, hunching on each other, all that. Everything cool, okay? Okay, so fast forward to yesterday. So this is my birthday weekend. My birthday is actually on Monday, okay? So I basically told him, like, I want to start celebrating yesterday. So I texted him the plan. He like, all right, bet. When he got off work, he called me. He was like, all right, I'm going to go home, shower, get dressed. And I wanted him to go pick up my friend, too. I'm going to shower, get dressed, and I'm going to come pick y'all up. We're going to hit the liquor store and get a room and just chill, have fun. All right, cool. Oh, mind y'all, I don't even drink, but I chose last night to have a couple cut waters. So we pick my friend up. We go to the liquor store. We go get something to eat. Okay, it was one point he got out the car. So I'm like, friend, what do you think? She was like, friend, I really like him for you. He's handsome. He's cool as hell. Like, he seemed like a vibe. Like, y'all vibe, you know, y'all vibing. Y'all vibe is vibing. Like, I like y'all together. And I'm like, I know, friend. So you think he's a keeper? She was like, yes, friend. He's definitely a keeper. Okay? So we up at the room. We playing games, we taking shots, we having fun, like vibing out, y'all. The vibe was vibing, okay? So then me and my friend, we step out to go have a smoke. Then we come back in, okay? Everything's still cool at this point. So when we come back in, my friend goes to use the bathroom, okay? I go over on the bed with him. We cuddling with him, hugging up on him, kissing up on him and stuff. And then all of a sudden I hear him say, your friend just said, are you outside? So I said, what? He was like, she just said, are you outside? I said, no, she didn't. Like, what are you talking about? He was like, yes, she did. I know what I heard. I'm like, she did not say that. She's literally FaceTiming one of her friends, okay? So he set up, and it seemed like as soon as he set up, you heard a knock on the door, okay? So then he jump up, he goes to the door, he like, fat, hand me my shirt. So I hand him his shirt, and then he was like, ask who is it? And I'm like, who is it? I look out the peephole, nobody's out there. In my head, I'm just thinking like, it's some kids playing on the door. That's what kids do at hotels. They knock and run. They do it on TikTok all the time. So then my friend coming out the bathroom, right? So he putting on his shirt, and he look at her and say, if anything happen, I'm taking your head off first. I turned around and looked and said, Lucifer? Okay, so I'm not going to make this too long, so y'all got to come back for part 2 so I can tell y'all how I met Lucifer, Javante Satan last night in the flesh.
Do you guys want to hear my story? It was a date from hell, y'all. A date from hell. First off, the lady at my job, she hooks me up with her son. She like, yeah, my son is a nice man. He know how to take care of his women. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, that's fine. Boom. So our first date, he like, you think that you could pick me up? I'm like, pick you up? He like, yeah, because I've been drinking. Right there, red flag. I'm like, all right. So I waited 2 hours to pick this man up. I called him. I'm like, it been 2 hours. You think you sobered up? You think you could drive? He was like, nah, I'm still kind of tipsy. I'm like, all right, whatever. That was another red flag. Nigga, you lying. I pulls up on him. He stays in the suites, the weekly. Another red flag. He takes 5 minutes to come outside. Another red flag. He comes outside in a cardboard cowboy hat. And somebody, you like me, what I look like? He just all excited about what he looked like he's some female or something. Then I gets out to hug him, and his stomach was so hard, y'all. It was like it pushed me. Ugh. Okay? Then we gets to the bowling alley. He got the money for the bowling alley. Thank God. So I tell him that I want to get some snacks. So he like, okay. He swipes his card for some snacks, y'all. Tell me why I declined. He didn't even swipe it the second time or use another card. He just immediately turned around, looked me in my eyes, and was like, I grabbed the wrong card. You think that you can swipe your card? You better be lucky everything on this list is mine. Because he didn't want nothing on the snack list. So I ended up swiping. It was like $16. I ended up swiping my card. Red flag. Another red flag. Boom. After that, he's drunk, right? So when it's time for him to roll the ball, his whole butt come out, y'all. I'm talking about whole plumber butt. Whole plumber butt. So I leans over to the side and I quietly tell him, like, you know your butt is out? Can you pull up your drawers, or are they too little? Like, what's going on? He looks me in my eyes and he says, oh, ain't nothing wrong with showing a little butt. What the fuck? I didn't know if the camera's gonna pop out at this point. I'm like, cameras? He's like, you seem irritated. Your booty out. Not even a female, your booty out. Boom. So I eat my little snacks. It ended up being like some little wings. I didn't eat them all, so I left them on the table. So on our way leaving, y'all, why he picks up my food, my to-go food, and take it home with him? I said, you taking it home with you? He was like, yeah, if you don't want it, I'll take it. You didn't even pay for it. You gonna just eat my leftovers off the table? Oh, you ain't got no money. Then, on top of that, when he asked me to pick him up, he said, park next to my car. I parked next to his car, y'all. It's like, this car ain't ran in 20 years. It had dust on top of it. That car don't run. That's why you needed a ride. So, the next day I go to work, and his mom see me, and she like, so how did it go with you and my son? I was like, girl, your son came outside drunk. She was so embarrassed. But I had to tell her. I don't care. So now everything is just so awkward with me and her now. Like, girl, you knew your son was a bum, right? Or did you not know that? Because I'm her. Period. And you knew that. That's why you try to cop gravy with your son. But he's a bum. Then she gonna say, girl, he need to lay down that bottle. So you knew he was on the bottle?
Literally just hopped out of a moving car because I was on the date from hell. Okay, like when I tell you I didn't even wait for this man to pull over, he was over an hour late for our date. Over an hour late to our date. I should have known then to just cancel the shit because you're not respecting my time. However, I overlooked it because I'm like, oh my God, I've known this person since high school, you know, and he's communicating with me, letting me know like, hey, I'm going to be, you know, this amount of minutes late. Like, you know, he's calling me, texting me, letting me know what's up because there's traffic. You know, we live here in LA. Shit happens. He's coming off work, whatever. So I was cool with it. I was like, all right, cool. You're being communicative. Like, I'll still continue the date. He comes to pick me up over an hour late. And when I get in the car, we hug. Hey, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Like, you know, good to see you. Right. And then I let him know like, hey, like you're an hour late. Like next time, like, please don't show up so late because like, I won't like go on a date. Like I was being firm. I wasn't being a bitch. I wasn't being condescending. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't being aggressive. None of that shit. I was just letting him know like, hey, I'm a very punctual person. My time is valuable to me. And if you're going to tell me you're going to be here at 6 o'clock, don't show up past 6. Okay, don't show up at especially 7 o'clock an hour later. And do you know that this man turned his car around? It's like, I'm taking you back home. Like, who do you think you are telling me that I can't be late, pick you up to a date? I drove 30 minutes to pick you up and I paid for these tickets and blah, 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 blah. And who do you think you are? Who the fuck do I think I am, sir? Like, this is why they warn you, don't ever date the person that has chased you for a long time, that has wanted you for a long time, because they're usually crazy. I jumped out of a halfway moving car tonight because I could not get away from this man fast enough. And I left his door wide the fuck open and he like busts a bitch in the middle of the street and like peels off. What the fuck is wrong with you, men? Are you seriously mad because someone told you don't be an hour late to picking them up? The woman that you've been chasing for over 20 years finally gives you the time of day? I feel like this is one of those moments where he had it in his mind the whole time to play in my face because he wanted to get back at me from 20 years ago or something. Now, mind you, this is not an ex. I've never done anything to this man. I've never slept with him, never kissed him, never like curved him in any type of way, never played with this man's emotions. But I feel like because he didn't have access to me for over 20 years, when he finally got the opportunity, he wanted to like show me who's boss. Okay.
Story time. I went on a date with a very famous actor and it ended up being horrible. So we went out to eat at this really nice place in Miami, one of my faves. Everyone knows him. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. There's going to be no type of discretion. It was like the entire time people were in our face, looking, turning, watching. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway, we sit down, we have our table, we order food. And I don't even know how the conversation ended up here. But he starts talking about how he hates when girls wear Fashion Nova. Meanwhile, I'm wearing Fashion Nova. And I'm like, yo. So I'm too embarrassed at this point to even say anything. At the time, I work with Fashion Nova, like as an influencer. This is back before Instagram deleted my page, but whatever. I'm feeling really cute in my outfit, but I'm like, damn, sir. So we keep talking. We keep eating. The food was so damn good. I'm trying not to eat everything because I can eat a lot and I definitely am a plate clearer, but my outfit was really tight and like a light color, kind of like a stretchy material where I was like, yo, if we do anything after this, I'm gonna look pregnant if I keep eating, so I slow down. So we start talking about family and his family dynamics and my family dynamics, and don't know again how this comes up, but I'm talking about my father and how we don't have a relationship, blah, blah, blah. How about this man starts telling me that I need to find a way for my father and I to be cool again. Sir, do you know this man? Do you know any of the reasons why we are not cool? Do you understand that there could be so many reasons, like he raped me, dropped the G, that we're not cool? Which he didn't, but either way, there could be a multitude of reasons that I'm not with him. And he was just like, oh, you know, a lot of times people's moms don't tell you the whole story of what goes on with your dad. And then before you know it, you have animosity for him and it's not even real. And I'm like, it's crazy to me that men will literally defend other men that they do not know whatsoever off of the strength of what's happened in their current life. So I'm just drinking more. I'm like, Lord have mercy, what is this date? And he is a little older than me, so he has that, like, I know what I'm talking about, like, slightly condescending manner that I can't stand. So I'm hitting him with a, shake your head, Jess, shake your head. Because if I say how I really feel, I'm gonna flip this table and dip. So I'm just like, stay pleasant, just get through this evening. And then it gets worse. I don't know how we end up here, but we start talking about Rihanna. This man starts telling me how much he loves Rihanna, how much he wishes he could date Rihanna, how much he would just do anything for her, how he's like a super fan and all this shit. And I'm like, bruh, who doesn't want to date Rihanna? She's a baddie, she's beautiful, she's from the islands. You done know all how to ting go. But can we not do that right now? Bruh. When I tell you this man, it went into strict and very definitive detail about Rihanna's appearance, about how classy she is, about how he felt like he would just suck her toes and just, it was insane. I knew I would never see him again after the date. I was like, yeah, this is dead. Like, we're never doing this shit again. I said to myself, it's so funny that a lot of women will think that dating men with status and dating these famous men is just gonna make life easier, when they don't realize that a lot of the times, not saying always, but a lot of the times when men have clout or they have money or they have some kind of status, they have their own crap going on in the background that you're probably gonna find out about, and they just make it really hard to deal with. And they're not willing to see their own crap because in their mind they're perfect and they're a catch and you should be lucky to be here. But yeah, I never saw bro again. -10 out of 10, would not recommend.
This is a warning for all my single girls in Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you have a friend in Charlotte, North Carolina that's single and actively dating, send them this video. The story my friend told me was so traumatizing for me, and I'm not dating this guy. She finally gave me permission to blow this guy up. She's not really on social media, so she wants to blow it up so that girls know. If I have this friend, let's call her Jen. I just feel like that's a safe name. She went on 3 dates with a guy and she really likes him, or liked him. But she was on the third date and she was thinking about, let's actually, invite him back to her apartment. This is in South End, Charlotte, by the way. This is key. So this guy, I'm going to go ahead and say his name. His name's Ryan. He lives in South End as well. All their dates have only been in South End. So third date, he gets the check and he pays for it, and she's really feeling this guy. He's in finance. She's an accountant, so she knows that he understands her crazy lifestyle. So as they're getting the check, he looks at her very earnestly and he says, I just want to really thank you. I've been putting you through some tests and you've passed with flying colors. Obviously, she's very confused. So she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, I've been putting things in your drink the last 3 dates and you haven't said anything or complained to the bar staff. He then proceeds to say it's very big for him and his group of friends. I know that they're Gamecocks, aka they graduated from University of South Carolina. But he said that it's very big for his group of friends to see how somebody deals with maybe like their order is not what it was. But honestly, I think it's pretty shitty because it's not the bar's problem if he's been putting stuff in her drink and it's wrong than what they did. And also like total breach of trust, but like I digress. Obviously she's going to ask what he put in it because she's thinking automatically that it was like a substance. And he's like, okay, so the first time he's like, I actually took videos of it so that I wouldn't be sued, which any lawyers want to hype in. I feel like messing with somebody's food or drink is still suable. But he was like, so the first date I put sugar in it. I'm like, you made this really cute face, but you didn't say anything. So I knew date 2 was coming. Then he continues and is like, and on the second date, I decided to put pepper. And you did mention that your drink was off, but you still drank it and you didn't complain. So I knew that you had a lot of grace. So now she's totally weirded out and she's like, okay, so what about the third date? Mind you, they're currently on the third date. And he was like kind of sheepish and like kind of flirting with her. He was like, so tonight I put my pubic hair in your drink. Girl, when I tell you I almost spit out my damn coffee, I said, excuse me? And that's what she said too. She goes, excuse me? I personally had a lot of questions, like, did he bring it with him? Was it already in his pocket? Did he go into the bathroom? Did he just do it at the table? Like, what do you mean? And she couldn't really answer that either because she was just dumbfounded in the moment. So he was like, yeah, I just, you salty, peppery, and now it was like texture. I just wanted to see if you would complain. So he was like, I had a great time and I would really like to invite you to my place. She's just absolutely floored. My friend is like so sweet. I just don't understand. But anyway, needless to say, she was speechless and was like, I need to go home. In the meantime, since that has happened, he's dropped off like multiple bouquets of flowers. He thinks that they're soulmates because she passed the 3-date test. Single girls in Charlotte, beware. If your drink tastes weird, say something.
So in honor of Valentine's Day, I'm going to give y'all one of my worst date ever experiences. Okay. So I met somebody. We say, okay, we're going to meet at 3 o'clock. So originally we were supposed to go somewhere else, but I had already ate because I'm not finna wait on all day and starve on, for nobody. I'm not doing that. So I already ate, so I'm like, I'm not really that hungry. We could do something like B-dubs. Like we go to Buffalo Wild Wings and I could just give me a drink and some little chicken tenders or whatever, call it a day. Cool. So we say 3 o'clock. Okay, cool. So I get there like 3:05. He's not there. So I'm texting him like, yeah, I'm here, what's your ETA? Because I'm already like, I don't feel like playing. Like, I don't like people being late. Like, it's already a red flag. So he's like, oh, I'm like 15 minutes away, which puts us at damn near 3:30. So why you didn't just say 3:30? But anyways, he was like, you can go in and have a drink on me. And I text back, like, who else was the drink going to be on? Because I know you didn't feel like the drink was going to be on me. So at that point, I had already walked in anyway and ordered a drink. So for one, like, you're a little bit too late. And two, like, what do you mean on you? Like, who else was it going to be on? So he, LOL, never mind. You know what I meant. I didn't, but okay. So he shows up at like 3:30. I'd already had a drink. I already ordered my food or whatever because I'm not finna play. Like, I ain't got time for this. So he basically my food coming right after he arrived. So he looking crazy like, oh, you could have asked me that I want some. I could have, but I didn't, So conversation was trash, beyond trash. He was kind of ugly in person, so I didn't like that. And as we're wrapping up, getting ready to go, he was like, yeah, so what you about to do?
I said, go home. He's like, oh, and do what? I said, smoke my hookah, watch TV. I don't know, whatever I feel like when I get home. So he, oh, because I was going to say, you know, I could follow you, but I know you're probably not in them. I'm like, that wasn't even going to be an option regardless. I'm like, that's never an option. Because I know you ain't think I'm finna fuck for no damn chicken tenders. Like, I'll zare you to $20. Like, don't do that. Don't ever do that. So you could tell his whole mood changed. So I'm guessing that's what his agenda was when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings. Because I don't know. I blame the women because y'all set the bar at hell. And that's why these niggas feel comfortable doing what they doing. So after that, we got our bag or whatever. Well, I got my bag because he ain't had nothing left. I left. I said bye. Didn't give him no hug, nothing like that. And I never spoke to him again. And he didn't reach out, so he knew he fucked up too. So that's one of my worst date ever experiences. Let me know if y'all want to hear another one.